Hello class, please take your biology notebooks out. Today we're going to be talking about the Bryozoan taxon. To start, we're going to talk about some defining characteristics of Bryozoa. So this taxon is characterized by its bilateral symmetry, and it has more than 2 cell layers, tissues, and organs, and has a true coelom.
Where do they live?
Bryozoans are found in all depths and latitudes of freshwater and marine ecosystems. They tend to settle on hard surfaces such as rocks and grains and shells. Does anyone know or can guess where they also reside?
They also reside on kelp blades and other algae, and they settle in colonies that vary in size from a few centimeters long and a centimeter high to 3 feet long and a few inches high.
That's right, Joanna. The colonies can either be covered in a protective gelatinous layer, or they can have the individuals protruding from them.
But wait, how do they reproduce?
Well, what's fascinating about them is that they are hermaphrodites, meaning that they have both male and female reproductive organs, and they can be simultaneous hermaphrodites, where they produce both both sperm and eggs at the same time. And others can be protandric hermaphrodites, meaning male sexual organs mature before the female line, so all offsprings begin their life as males and later move on to be females.
How do they eat?
Most of them are suspension feeders, meaning that they use their tentacles to bring in food, and some of them contain ciliated tentacles that are in the shape of a horseshoe, which looks like this, and others have them arranged circularly.
Well, what's the difference between the two ways?
The ones with the horseshoe arrangement contain a food growth at the base of their lophophore, and in the ones with the circular arrangements, each tentacle has one ciliated frontal tract, while the other 2 ciliated have lateral tracts. And the cilia creates a feeding current that flows towards the mouth, also directing larger particles towards the mouth by changing the direction of their stroking motion if necessary. Bryozoans typically feed on diatoms and other cellular algae since they live in fresh water. Does anyone know how they get around?
I heard that they have a lophophore, which is capable of rotating and swaying from side to side as it scans for food sources.
That's correct, Joanna. Lophophores of neighboring zooids may be tilted away from each other to form a blank area or chimney of outward current. Large particles may be passed from zooid to zooid until they reach an excurrent chimney where they are rejected. Some contain adhesive tips and contain muscle fibers, and that allows locomotion.
Oh, that's cool. And are they protostomes, durostomes, or neither?
Actually, they present both protosome and durosome features simultaneously.
Hey Michelle, I was wondering where your section was at.
We're right on schedule, Dr. Hertz. I'm about to teach these students about Bryozoans' life history.
Oh well class, bryozoans are very interesting since once they establish their colonies, they continue to bud and they thrive indefinitely if conditions are favorable.
Do they have larvae, Dr. Hertz?
Indeed they do, Joanna. In fact, the larvae of non-brooding bryozoans feed during the larvae stage, while those of the brooding type do not. The most common type is the siphonauts, which has a triangular shape and apical tuft and cilia.
Why do we even care about Bryozoa?
Well, actually, Ariana, they have a purpose and a value in our ecosystem. They are ecologically important in the Indian River lagoons as they are suspension feeders and act as a living filter in marine environments.
Thank you, Dr. Hertz, for that explanation. Okay, class, we're going to move on to building our phylogenetic trees.
Can you look over my tree?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. So which one's the sister taxon?
Isn't it these?
Correct.
Michelle, can you help me with mine?
Yeah. So what did you do to make this?
We used mesquite with 16S.
Okay, so I see that you have your peripera as your outgroup, which is correct. Great job on your phylogenetic trees. Now we're going to look at a published one. According to the trees we made today, Echinodermata, Annelida, Chordata, Mollusca, and Arthropoda are the sister taxa to Bryozoa. However, in the published tree, Echinodermata is the only taxon that shows up in the group of sister taxa. Also, Bryozoa is closely related to Cnidaria. All trees are hypotheses, and our trees each looked at different features, whether it was 16S DNA sequences, morphological traits in the data matrix, or 18S ribosomal DNA in the published tree. For these reasons, variation will occur between the trees. According to this tree, Bryozoa evolved from a fornid and has existed since the early Ordovician period. Paleontologists figured this out as Bryozoa has a calcified skeleton, which contributes to their high preservation in fossils. Some uncertainty in this phylogenetic tree is the validity of the relationship between bryozoan species and their higher taxa when looking at morphological traits. Other uncertainties can be attributed to bryozoans' rapid molecular evolution. Additionally, there is evidence that points to a monophyletic lophophorate, which indicates Xenoturbellida as the sister taxa.
Okay, class, I think we've had enough bryozoan for today. Let's play a Kahoot and call it a day.
Whoa!